Okay, today we're going to do a video about introduction to gilding. It'll be about silk screening, it'll be about the tools we use, and a few techniques. So here we go. In order to snap a line thoroughly and easily, put that line right where your fingernail ends. That way you can control it exactly when you're putting this there. You don't want to be holding it, it'll move all over. So we'll chalk this thing up. And make sure it's in there. Okay. Accurate. Accurate. See, in order to make this not slide around, you need that locked in like that. All right, holding still. Okay, we've got a line there. Well, that's why I use button and carpet thread or upholstery thread. It's extremely strong. I've snapped lines that are probably at least 30 feet long by using tape and another way of attaching, stretching it out. We've got all these windows like in the Merchandise Mart in Chicago that are all glass. They want a row of lettering, repeat, dead straight.
Right.
And trying to do that by measuring off the floor in each window ain't gonna happen. However, if you've got a line 30 feet long, you can go and set things up. Okay, boys and girls, moms and dads, comrades. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna set up like we're gonna silk screen on the second surface of some glass, meaning the lettering on this side is gonna read backwards. From the street side, it'll say Union Station. So I already snapped a line here so I can position this artwork. And now I'm going to put this artwork lined up with the snap line, and we'll get this accurately on. Now I've got the cross lines here, so I can just aim right in on that snap line. Okay, we'll knock that down, knock that down. We'll just put 4 pieces of tape on right now, and then we're going to clean the window again because it's already been cleaned twice with Von Ami, and now we're going to clean it once more. And this is 91% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. This window is really, really clean. Nothing is going to stick to this window except ink. All right, that is where this lettering is going to be printed. Now, what we'll do is we're going to pretend that we can just line the screen up with this and print it. If we had to put this artwork on the outside so we could lay leaf on this, what we would do is we would mark where this screen is. A couple of ways of doing it. You can cut the tape so that when you take this artwork outside, you line up the tapes, tape it down. Or you can mark the artwork with a Stabilo or a Staedtler pencil, and then go outside, line up those marks, and then you'll know where your gold is going to go. But we're not doing that. We're just going to pretend we're going to print right on this window, right here, with ink. So, in order to print there, we need to put our screen there accurately. And to do that, what we're going to use are 3 blocks with double-sided. This is very high bonding. This is Avery tape, and there are various types of tape that you can use, and I'll show you that in a minute. This is tape that's a 1/16 of an inch thick, The reason for that is when it comes time to take these off the window, these are small, but on huge screens you use large blocks. You can spray some soapy water there, put your palette knife there, and one twist and it's off the window. What we have here is the artwork is on the window where you want to make a print. Now what we have to do is take the silk screen, put it on the window, and then lock it in place. And to lock it in place, we're using these little blocks here. They're 90 degrees, so they can slide on the screen. And that will keep the screen from sliding when you're printing. So we'll line this up very accurately with the artwork. Now that is dead on, perfect. Here's the important thing. When you're putting the blocks on, you don't rock them in, you gotta slide it right on the screen. So that screen isn't gonna move, it's gonna stay there. After you've got your first block down, double check to make sure you're still accurately in place. Here goes your next one. Right straight in. Now this one is simply to hold the screen in place. When you put, whoops. I slid it. When you pull the artwork and pull the squeegee, straight there, okay. All right. So now you know that where that artwork is and where you screen, that's where the print is going to be. So now what we can do is, we're prepared, we can remove the artwork, put it in storage. Pour a little ink in the screen. It's set to go. The trough is down there so that if you're tipping it up or moving around, nothing's going to fall on the floor. So to print, get some ink, flood the screen back to the beginning, put your screen up at the window. Now depending on how big the screen is, you can either hold it, there's already ink flooded there, you pull the squeegee. Now look at how this squeegee moves in and out. That screen is not printing and staying there. The ink is being pushed through, and then as it goes through, the screen is snapping off the window. So it is not a contact print. There are offsets on the screen which hold the actual screen face away from the window and gives you that springiness to the screen when you're actually printing. So again, pushing it in and it bounces out. So the screen isn't sitting there when you print. You're pulling and there's your print. Then you can clean up. Now, in order, these troughs are really so simple to make. It's just masking tape or whatever tape you would like. And I'll show you quickly how to set that up. In general, when I was preparing screens, I used plain old masking tape. And I'd put tape all the way around the edge so that when you're working with the screen and you've used it, you don't have ink going under the frame, making it a real problem to clean up. So it's just a matter of putting the tape in, real simple, go all the way around. I'll do a couple of these. And that will make your job so much easier when it comes to cleaning up. If you can imagine, after you've printed, Any ink that's going around is stopping at the tape. If you don't have tape there, you'll have ink going under there. And it's a real mess to clean up. So we're just gonna leave that like that. Now, to put a trough in, again, it's really simple. You make the tape slightly longer than the width of the screen itself. And the reason for that is you put this tape just a little bit over the edge, like that. Squeeze it down. Now, where this is, you simply fold this over. And where that excess tape was, it'll stick this to that in order to make the trough or finalize it. And you can make these as big or as little as you please, but it's almost like an insurance policy. So if you're on location and somebody's got a fancy floor or carpet, you now don't have to worry about ink going onto the floor. And if necessary, you can double this up. You can make it deeper, which I've done plenty of times. Again, we're just plunking tape on tape. It's a very cheap insurance policy against people complaining about what you've done to their fancy carpets. And that's it. It's whatever ink you've got, it's going to stop there, because if you're doing multiple prints in a facility, as I've done many, many times, you got a screen all covered in ink. You don't want to be worrying about putting it up again, and there's ink down here and it's ready to go over. So it's just very, very simple, direct, and easy to go. Nothing to it. And that's it. In order to get these blocks off the window, when they're small, you can just snap them off and then use your 2-inch razor with a little soapy water, and these will come right off. When you're using big blocks, and I've silk screened very large screens on my own, using this method, no trouble whatsoever. If you got a trough, and just give yourself time to move reasonably quickly, but not rushing, you can pull a screen, flood it, get it up there, pull the screen, and you're done without any issue. So in order to remove those blocks, what I recommend is soapy water, a little soapy water. Use a razor. Do not ever use a razor without a handle. These are dirt cheap. Razors can, if they snag on something, do a complete 180 on you, and it will go right in your thumb. I've had it happen to me, and I've had friends did the same thing. I thought I was an idiot. I am, but they're just as dumb. Anyway, soapy water. Of course, you'll have a paper towel there so you're not making a mess. It's just easier than trying to pick it or use it without the soapy water. Just makes